The second edition of Orioles Magazine features homegrown talent Nick Markakis and will be on sale at all Orioles home games in June and July. The issue features 2 Markakis covers, a regular version and a special limited run collector's edition cover. Orioles Magazine is available for $5 at program and novelty stands at all Oriole home games, and yearly subscriptions are available at Orioles.com. In addition to a profile on Markakis, the edition also includes tips for any fans planning a trip to Cooperstown for Cal Ripken Jr.'s Hall of Fame induction later on this summer, an article on Orioles prospects Brandon Irby and Corey Spoon, and in honor of the 15th anniversary of Oriole Park, a feature on the history of the Camden Yards area. That's all in the current edition of Orioles Magazine. And there's a base hit for Kaz Matsui to left field to lead off the 6th inning. Matsui 1 out of 3, extends his hitting streak to 8 in a row with a leadoff hit in this tie game. Matt Holliday will bat now. He's 0 for 2 and he is hitless in the series. 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 2 tonight. Down and away. Holliday last year had career highs in home runs with 34, in hits with 196, and in RBIs with 114. Our colleague Buck Martinez managed the American team, Team USA, in the World Baseball Classic, and when he came back from that experience, of all the players he had, and there were some superstars on the team, he was very much impressed with this young man, Matt Holliday, because of his bat. And as we've seen, the ball just sounds different off his bat. What a play by Tejada. Can he get 2 and save at first base? Well, Miggy simply with quick hands made that play. Once he made the decision to slide, either he was going to get it or was going to skip past him for a hit.
Really a very tough play. That was a short hop. Miggy was just trying to knock that ball down, ended up making a better play than I think he thought he could make. You could see this high hop right here. Miggy just had to talk it down. He was close enough that he had to turn a 180-degree turn to get him back to try to get the runner at first base. But Holliday, I'm impressed. He can run. And he actually beat. That should have been a double play right there, but Holliday beat it out at first.
And that's why you hustle out of the box. You don't assume that the play is going to be made. You hustle to leg it out.
Very tough play. Tough play because of that in-between hop.
And Todd Helton up with a count 1-0. Fouls it back. Now we're talking about the draft, this being the draft weekend. And Todd Helton was a first-round pick in 1995. He was the 8th overall pick. The #1 pick in that draft was Darren Erstad by the Angels, and he went on to a very good career with the Angels, and if not for injuries would have been even better. And he this year is with the White Sox, as the Angels let him go because of other players who have come up through the system. But it's not a bad draft when you have an impact hitter of the likes of Darren Erstad, who had a 240-hit season, and Todd Helton, who has gone on to break the franchise record in Colorado for most hits ever by a Rocky. They both came out of the first round of the same draft.
Just too good a hitter. This guy right here is a hitter in this lineup now that you do not want to let him beat you. In this situation, we're now into the 6th inning of the ball game in a tie ball game. We cannot afford to let Todd Helton pull the ball in this situation because he's just way too dangerous. If he gets a base hit, I would rather see him get it to the opposite way to keep the runner from going to third base now with less than two outs.
That was a close pitch. He got the call, so 2-2. The pitchers have been in such command here that the lights are only now just starting to take effect on the field. Very few base runners in this game, very few left on base as a result. Slap foul back out of play. Count holds 2-2. The Rockies with the sleeveless jersey look tonight.
Now, you can't pitch around him in this situation, but you also cannot give him an opportunity to pull the ball. You see that big hole over at first base where all he has to do is hit a ground ball. and a runner could end up with third. So you have to make him hit the ball the opposite way.
Bloop towards the line. Long run for Payton. He won't get there, but it bounces foul.
And so far, they're doing a pretty good job at pitching him exactly that way. They don't have the luxury right now of trying to throw him in off the plate to make him look in there and then go away and get him, because they've already been staying away. They got 2 balls and 2 strikes. You don't want to go 3-2 here. But I'd sure hope now that Guthrie either stays away on the outside corner with that 2-seam fastball or the curveball away.
Off the end of the bat, playable for Corey Patterson. Holiday goes back to tag to draw a throw, but he's not going to try it. And 2 men down here in the 6th inning. He's going to look at our Nissan in-game box score for the Rockies.
Well, the Rockies have done a decent job getting a couple of singles in the 2nd inning. Taveras and Matsu, you just saw that one right there. The double by Hop. And Spielberg tonight with 2 singles. He's done a good job making contact, but really neither team offensively tearing it up out there.
2 down for Garrett Atkins. And then the fastball for a strike. Jeremy Guthrie's fastball, you hear hitters talk about this all the time, Rick. It appears to be that heavy ball. You know, it just seems to explode to the plate.
That's that sinker, that 93, 92 mile an hour sinker that you see. That's what makes a ball feel heavy. Mike Flanagan threw the heaviest sinker I ever caught. I caught one of them down and in on a right-hand hitter one time. I turned my backhand over. It hit me in the palm off the index finger and tore ligaments and part of the bone off my index knuckle. That's how heavy his ball was.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
The next sign you will see is me fainting.
When anybody ever says a heavy ball, I always think of that one pitch that Flanagan threw me.
I'm sure he was very happy with the draft. Of the 48 players taken, 24 were pitchers. Load up on the pitchers.
Got to have it. The Orioles have really turned this whole organization around, picking up good young pitchers in the minor leagues. We have a lot to look forward to in this organization now as far as pitching is concerned.
Yeah, the position player talent is starting to be recognized. Nolan Reimold has had an injury-plagued season, but he's at Bowie. And the Orioles feel that he's the real deal. A little bit further down, Brandon Tripp has had a good year at Delmarva. He was a college player drafted, but he is showing some power. And the top hitter in the entire organization is at Delmarva. Billy Rowell, who after a brief slump is back at it. Throw to first, and getting back is Holiday.
And you know, the Orioles have picked up a couple of good, strong power hitters at AAA level. You know, Knott has come up already and showed that. Let's see the replay of this throw. He sets out. He thinks it's going to be a pitch out. Gets an opportunity to throw to first base, but runner does a pretty good job of getting back.
He blows the fastball by Atkins for his 5th strikeout and gets out of it. Colorado can't score despite a leadoff hit. Middle of the 6th, Guthrie blows it by Atkins. We stay tied at 2.
The Geico game summary right here. Rodrigo Lopez has given up 2 earned runs. He gave that up early in the game. Spielberg has 2 singles. Guthrie 6 innings, 5 strikeouts. Roberts with 2 singles and a stolen base, and Aubrey Huff with an RBI single.
2-2 game going to the 5th as Guthrie was able to get out of the last inning with a strikeout. He has 5 on the night. And the Geico game summary and a double play behind him as well, which doesn't hurt. Aubrey Huff leading off here in the Orioles 6th. Rodrigo Lopez pitching against his former team. Has pitched very well. Aubrey with an RBI single in the 1st, now has a 5-game hitting streak going. Bounce towards first. Helton goes down and gets it. And unassisted, 1 away. So Huff retired leading off here in the 6th. Fans t-shirt night. Tuesday night, T-shirt Tuesday is back when the Orioles host the Nationals Tuesday here at the ballpark. First 10,000 fans 15 and over receive a Chris Ray t-shirt. So come on out and support your Birds as they face the regional rival. from down the Beltway. For tickets, call 888-848-BIRD or online Orioles.com. And when ordering online, don't forget you can avoid the will call ticket lines and just print the tickets right there at home. One away in the Orioles 6th. Nationals are playing pretty well in the interlude. They won last night at Minnesota, and they have a lead again tonight. Birds got 2 out of 3 from the Nats in the first series against the 2, and Jay Payton has a single.
We had a lot of backspin on that. Jay swings down on the ball so hard at times. He put a lot of spin on that ball. He was trying to hit that up on the green. He'd had that nice little spin that those pro golfers have right there. A lot of good backspin. Went by the pitcher quick, and as soon as it hit the dirt, it just started to suck up.
So Payton, the go-ahead run is on with 1 down, and here's Jay Gibbons. And it's outside 1-0. And just a reminder, if you're tuning into Masson and looking for the Nationals, they are right now underway on Masson 2. They're at the Metrodome in Minnesota. And it's a 3-1 Nats lead, and Johan Santana's on the mound for the Twins tonight. So how about that? The Nats have a lead against the ace of the Minnesota club. Payton chase back. Jay has only 2 steals on the year. You see Sammy Mejias over there. He's talking with Tony Randazzo, and we saw this for years with Rodrigo Lopez as an Oriole. Every opposing team accuses Rodrigo of having a balk move to first base, and Sammy, new to the Orioles, seeing Lopez for the first time as an Oriole coach, is trying to plant that seed. Now, Rick, you coached first base quite a few years. Tell us how that works and if it's effective.
Well, it is. I mean, the first base coach, you go over there and you remind the umpire to look. A lot of them are interested in watching for check swings at home plate and other areas, and not a lot of them really concentrate on that first motion by that Rodrigo likes to make when he makes his balk move. He'll sometimes.
Center field, Willie Taveras has a play, has to come in on the ball. Gibbons out and 2 down.
He will sometimes move his front shoulder. You'll see him right here. Jay Payton Jay Payton right there. He sees the balk move. The motion by Rodriguez with his shoulder. He pulls it in, and Jay Payton knew right away that it was a balk, but I think he surprised the umpire at this point.
So 2 down, Melvin Mora up. And again, a toss to first. Well, you never know. You plant the seed. Look, Jay Payton still is lobbying Tony Randazzo. Big smile, so obviously he's not buying it at this point.
Well, it worked last night with Larry Vanover. Their coach, brought it to his attention that Traxel had a balk move, and he looked out there and he goes, "You know something, you're right," and he calls it right away. And so it worked in their advantage. It helped them to tie the ball game.
But like Steve Traxel, who none of us believe balk because it was the same move he had used every other time he worked from the stretch all night, that is the move Rodrigo Lopez uses, and because he gets the same move consistently time and again, he gets away with it.
I think Rodrigo now is trying to sell to the umpire that he does not have a balk move, and then all of a sudden you're going to see one when he decides to throw over there to try to get him.
And it's very subtle. It has something to do with his front knee that it kind of moves and then quickly spins and turns. Again, it's all about, are you trying to deceive the runner? And Mora pops it up. The shortstop Tulowitzki out. And he's got it for the out. So the Orioles go down again. Base hit, a man left. We'll head to the 7th. Tied at 2. Car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 27,320 the attendance tonight, including the Dugout Club members who are here in force. And a beautiful night for baseball. It was 88 degrees at first pitch, and Brad Hopp fouls it back against Guthrie, leading off in the 7th.
Well, it's cooled off a little bit since the start of this game, but boy, it just couldn't be any more beautiful here right now than it is.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Perfect night for you to be out on your yacht. Cruising the inner harbor.
My yacht is an old surfboard. I'd go lay on it and just swim if I want to get across the inner harbor.
You can take him out of California. Outside 1-2, and the Dugout Club kids, there they are up in the upper deck in left field. There's always a lot of atmosphere at the ball game when it's a Dugout Club night, and families, you might want to get into that for your kids because they have a blast up there. All the kids get together and they root for the Orioles and they scream and yell and have a good time and have the popcorn and cotton candy. It's a real good deal. Moms get together and let the kids yell. Tejada can't get it on the dive. It snuck under his glove. Now Brad Hopp with a leadoff single in the 7th.
Here you see Tejada. He made such a great play an inning ago. Hopp with a line drive up the middle. That was that two-seamer. It didn't move. Just got underneath his glove. Had it short, but another good effort by Miguel Tejada.
4th time in 7 innings the leadoff man has reached against Guthrie. Troy Tulowitzki shows bunt, misses, and it's 0-1. Guthrie has had one of those games where he has bent, but the Rockies have not been able to break him. Now at 94 pitches here in the 7th inning, and he's a strong kid. Mentioned earlier, he has very strong legs.
Not only that, the strong arm to go with it.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Tulowitzki has just one sacrifice on the year, and after the bunt attempt and the miss, Clint Hurdle took it off and had him swing away. And he got him. Painted the outside corner. Well, what an at bat there. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. See you later. Number
Guthrie,
6.
you just see it so many times how good he has become at hitting this outside corner. The control that this kid has shown in all of his starts has been amazing. He's been able to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate the whole time. In pitches that hitters are constantly looking around and complaining to the umpires, you know they're very good pitches.
Spilborghs has had a good night. He drove it and run with a ground ball single in the 2nd inning. And then he reached on a blue pit to right field in the 5th. So he's been on base twice with a couple of hits.
And the impressive part of Guthrie's game is that he's not just relying on his two-seam fastball. Right there, that was a breaking ball on the outside corner. And earlier in the game, in the 2nd inning, he gets a double play on a changeup. So you know he's using all 4 of his pitches so effectively. You just don't think that somebody that doesn't even start is going to pitch this well.
Corey Patterson gets there as that hangs for him. It looked like it might fall in, but Corey has it for the out. 2 men down. Well, the only thing better than catching an Orioles game is catching a game with a group of friends. Just call the O's to learn more about the team's wide range of group options, including pregame picnics or parties, suites, and more. And they even offer incentive plans for group organizations. So gather up your company, your church group, Little League teams, family, friends, and more, and enjoy a day of Orioles baseball together. For group sales, call the Birds at 888-848-BIRD, or if you prefer, just go online at Orioles.com. And if it was a group night tonight for your group, you're in the picnic area, you could say hi to Tom Davis and Dave Johnson out there doing Orioles Extra pregame and postgame tonight from the picnic area.
In case you don't know who Tom Davis is, he'll be the biggest guy sitting out there in the picnic area. You might find him with a couple of Boog's barbecue roast beef sandwiches.
Chris Iannetta fouls it off. 1-1 the count. Here's a look at our Tesco fact. 31 of the 61 games the Orioles have played this year have been decided by 2 runs or less. Popped up, shallow right. Markakis will cruise in. And he will make the catch for the out. So Guthrie gets out of it. A hit and one left. And middle of the 7th, we're tied at 2. Don't forget, play Countdown to Millions, a raffle-style game from the Maryland Lottery. With 4 $1 million winners and a limited amount of tickets, it's your best chance to win $1 million. Backed by popular demand, buy a ticket today and you'll get a bonus coupon for an additional chance to win one of 4 daily $500 prizes. Countdown to Millions from the Maryland Lottery. Let yourself play. Drink responsibly. Fans have had their 7th inning stretch here at the ballpark. 27,320 on hand tonight on this beautiful night for baseball. Enjoying the game and looking for their Birds to get a lead. Tied 2-2 in the 7th. Patterson, Baco, Roberts due up. Lopez stays on. Bunt attempt, first base side. The race is on. Patterson gets the out at first base as Lopez flipped it. Oh, what a play by Rodrigo Lopez.
That was an all or nothing play right there. That was an unbelievable play. He had no other chance to get him. Not one of Patterson's best bunts, but still a bunt that should have been a base hit. Rodrigo had no chance. You see him just sweeping the ball to Todd Helton. Let's take another look at it. Here it is, a perfect bunt past the pitcher in that respect. Rodrigo chasing it. He knows he's got no chance to get him. We're going to see it one more time. Rodrigo just sweeping the ball there. It's the only chance he's got. Todd Helton coming off the bag just like Kevin Millar and getting a call.
Well, that was some play, and as Rick mentioned, not one of the better bunts because it stopped out there that allowed Lopez to get to it, but still a pretty good effort and just a bang play to get it. And that's a chopper out in front of the plate, a fair ball, and Baco's out and 2 quick outs. So a 1-3, now a 2-3 and 2 away. Chris Iannetta pouncing on that to make sure the ball didn't spin back foul.
I'm impressed with Rodrigo, the fact that he realized he was in no chance to get that guy in that situation and made such a good play. And here's Baco now. He hits one off the plate. He doesn't know where the ball is right there, and the catcher does a real good job at blocking it from going into foul territory, and they make an easy throw to first base and get him.
2 down for Brian Roberts. Inside, 1-0. Brian has had a good night against his former teammate. 2 singles, a couple of stolen bases. He has scored a run. Batting average up to .323 with his 22nd multi-hit game on the year. He fouled off his foot. Get a look at our Nissan in-game box score for the Orioles, batting with 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, Brian Roberts, you could see again tonight with 2 more singles, again taking the team lead in extra base hitting game. Nick Markakis continues to swing the bat well. Tejada not on the board yet tonight. Aubrey Huff and Payton, they've got a couple of hits. That hasn't been a big hit night for the Orioles.
And Brian trying to walk off the pain of that foul ball.
You see Brian Roberts here. They get a good swing and it just lines it off his shin. That hurts.
Inside. Close pitch, ball 2. Brian, outstanding batting on. You know, again, I remain amazed at the strategy here of the defense behind Lopez and how he's pitching these hitters. The outfield defense is playing Roberts to hit it to left center, and he's pitching him inside. So you could drive a truck through right center in the gap, and that's where Lopez is pitching him, but yet the defense is against him.
Well, he's gotten away with a couple of pitches like that. When the ball's from the middle outside, Brian Roberts goes with that pitch very well in the outfield. Ball's in the air. That's why the outfield looks like they're playing him in a different position, because when he hits fly balls, he hits them the opposite way. Now on the infield, they're playing him straight up at this point right there, and everybody's straight at their positions, and so it really isn't unusual because they have a lot of statistics that show even though He is pitching him in that if he hits a fly ball, it's going the opposite way. And there it is.
And look at that. He does go that way, but it falls in for a base hit. So the Rockies had their charts, and the charts were correct. There's the tendency, but Brian loops it in for a base hit. He's on with 2 men down.
You know, this is the part of the game where all the strategy begins, Jim. Let's go back and look at Brian taking this pitch away the opposite way. That's why the outfield is playing that way, because when he hits the ball in the air, they're there. Brian Roberts having that kind of year. He just serves it out there short of the defense. He's got another base hit.
And that brings Nick Markakis up with a man on and 2 men down.
But we were just talking about the strategy of the game begins in the 7th inning here. You're starting to look at your lineups the way they are. Brian Roberts leading off the 7th inning. You know that if everything goes well for Colorado, that they go through 9 guys, that Brian Roberts is going to be coming up somewhere towards the end of the 9th inning. So that's really kind of like the way you'd like to orchestrate it at here. With the Colorado Rockies, they've already gone through the upper part of their lineup, or the bottom part of their lineup, excuse me. They got their upper part coming in the 8th inning. They get through the 8th inning. That's going to be the tough inning for the Orioles. In the 9th inning, they're going to see from the middle to the bottom half. Hopefully the Orioles will be able to score a run before the 9th, and that's going to make it tough on Colorado.
Markakis fouls it back 1-1. You saw Jeremy Offelt, the left-hander, one of 3 left-handers in the bullpen for Colorado, getting loose. He just did get up. There's Jeremy.
You would like to see Brian Roberts getting an opportunity here to steal a base, get a man in scoring position. This has been the situation where Markakis has hit the best with a man on first base. We can get that double, we're in good shape. We get that double, Brian Roberts could get sent home by Juan Samuel because it's a 2-out situation.
Well, they pitched out on 1-1. Roberts wasn't going. We'll see what he does here on 2-1. He has 2 steals. He did foul a ball off his shin in his at-bat this inning. Very small lead. Draws a throw. Easily back to the base. Markakis 1 out of 3. Clint Hurdle working on the gum on the Rockies bench. Brian was leaning, just did get back.
And that's what Brian Roberts is so good at. When he starts to get that jump out there, guys start to show him a lot of attention. You can see it right here. Watch Rodrigo. He gets him right there. That's the point where he wants. But Brian Roberts is too fast on that second motion. You see it right there, and he's back in the blink of an eye. Very, very tough to pick Brian Roberts off of first base.
Rodrigo stepped off just in time as Roberts got back on that diving play. As he came to his knees, you saw motion of Sammy Mejia as he turned his shoulders, indicating that he thought Lopez offered to go to the plate, and then instead came to first base. And Markakis pops it up. And the second baseman Matsui has a play, and this will end the inning. Matsui puts it away, so Roberts, a 2-out single, a man left, will head to the 8th. Good game, tied at 2. It's time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game, and here are the choices for tonight. The candidates are Brian Roberts, Jeremy Guthrie, or Rodrigo Lopez. Text in your vote now to have your voice heard. Text in A, B, or C to Oriole 674-653. 3 good choices tonight. The 2 pitchers have done an outstanding job, and Brian Roberts has a 3-hit game and 2 stolen bases.
Well, Jim, you look back at the last inning, and that play that Rodrigo Lopez made on Corey Patterson's bunt saved him this ball game, playing that little bit of defense, because had Corey Patterson been on first base and Brian Roberts got that hit, there was probably going to be a good chance that Corey Patterson could have been on second base by the time Brian got that hit.
Number to first, fielded there by Huff. He goes to the bag, and a quick out, 1 away. So keeping Taveras off, leading off the inning, huge for Jeremy Guthrie, who now has activity behind him here in the 8th inning, just in case. Another well-pitched game by Jeremy Guthrie, and Jamie Walker is getting loose behind him. He got up as the half inning ended when Lopez retired the Birds. Walker has pitched in 3 of the last 4 games and getting loose here again tonight.
I'm sure Sam is just getting him ready to pitch to Helton in case there's any trouble with the number 2, number 3 hitters in this lineup.
Guthrie still is bringing it here in the 8th inning. Matsui's 1 out of 3. A single came in his last at bat. Blew it by him, 0-2. Matsui's extended his hitting streak to 8 in a row with that single. Too tight. Jeremy Guthrie, 28 years old, out of Ashland, Oregon, now at 106 pitches. Very intelligent young man. He went to college at Stanford. He was drafted 3 separate times before he finally signed. He was drafted by the Mets in 1997. 15th round, didn't sign. After a few years, the 2001 draft, the Pirates took him in the 3rd round. He didn't sign. He stayed at Stanford. And then the Indians made him a 1st round pick in 2002, and then he finally signed and began his pro career. Fly ball left center field. Payton on the run. Jay gets there. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Young lady enjoying the game tonight with her pink Orioles hat on. Now 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Here's Matt Holliday. And strike 1. Now that took some time.
Here's one of our little key fans.
O-R-I-O-L-E-S. Now how long do you think it took to color the nails and get the letters on them?
Well, the last time I did my nails, it took me at least 15 minutes.
At least 15 minutes. Ball on a strike on Holliday. Swing and a miss. There you go. O-R-I-O-L-E-S. Number 1.
Brian Roberts. That's Orioles number 1.
Always great to have the kids at the game. A lot of good atmosphere. Now 1-2 the count on Matt Holliday. That one sailed. 2-2.
Just got to be careful with these 2 guys coming up here right now because they can change the game around in one swing of the bat. So done a good job so far, Jeremy Guthrie, at staying out of the middle of the plate. Let's keep it that way.
Slider just missed. 3-2. You saw Todd Helton on deck, the left-handed bat. Walker is ready, and Bradford has now joined him in the Oriole bullpen. There's Helton. Fly ball right center field. Patterson on the run and makes the catch near the wall. Oh, that ball sailed on him, but he had the beat on it, ran it down, and applause from the pitcher. Patterson hauls it in. We go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 2.
Welcome back to Camden Yards. We have a tied game in the bottom of the 8th, and be sure to catch O's Extra directly after the game. It's presented to you by ChevyFirst.com, and it is Tom and Dave tonight. They'll bring you all the action from tonight, plus I will bring you player interviews from inside the clubhouse and right off the field. That's presented by ChevyFirst.com, O's Extra postgame show. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson.
All right, Amber, thank you very much. And Tom and Dave here at the ballpark tonight. They'll bring you O's Extra Post Game, presented by ChevyFirst.com from the bullpen picnic area. So if you're in the ballpark, stop by. There's Manny Corpus, who comes on. Right-handed reliever who has been a very busy reliever this year. He'll take over for Rodrigo Lopez in this tie game in the 8th. Tejada, Huff, and Payton coming up for the Birds in this 2-2 game. Down and away, 1-0. Tesco fact, the Rockies bullpen the worst in the National League. 4.81 ERA.
I'll just take 2 of that right now.
Or 1. 1 breaks the tie. And 2-0 on Tejada.
That'll just give us a little extra breathing room, Jim.
I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah, but
make it a little easier for number 37, who is now just starting to get loose, just in case the Orioles get the lead here. Ground ball towards second base. Matsui gets a nice hop. Goes out to Hana, 1 away. And Miguel was guessing fastball there after Manning Corpus fell behind 2-0, and he bounces out. There's Chris Ray getting loose in the Orioles pen. That makes a very valid point. A lot easier for that closer to come in with a 2-run cushion. You see,
I wouldn't at all be surprised if Walker comes in here and starts the 9th inning and gets Helton on the first out. And he may bring the right-hander in to face a situation. That'll be the 9th inning. It's a Chris Ray deal all
along. Or he could bring Walker in and save Ray just in case this game does go extras. He would have him available for the 10th. In the 9th inning, you have lefty, righty, lefty coming up for Colorado.
Well, I see no reason for Walker to come in really if it's a 9th inning situation. If there's no runs scored in here, then Walker will probably start.
And there they are getting loose. Nothing in 1 on Aubrey Huff, who is 1 out of 3 on the day with a home run, or excuse me, with an RBI. Wishful thinking there.
Well, really, Jim, you know what we're really looking at here at this point? And if they bring another pitcher in this situation and the Orioles don't score a run, it's another no decision for Guthrie. Another outstanding game and another no decision.
Center field, hit pretty deep. Taveras covers a lot of ground, and he will get there. 2 men down. Aubrey Huff. It sounded like he didn't get the sweet spot on the bat, but he still drove it a long way.
Got a little jammed. He's a little upset with himself. He got jammed just a little bit. Had he caught just another half an inch of the fat part of the bat, that ball could have either been off the wall or in the bullpen.
Well, here is Jay Payton batting, 2 outs, and the base is empty. 1 out of 3. And there's a strike. Corpus is in his 31st game. That is tops on the Rockies team. Over his last 10 outings, he's allowed 7 earned runs in 10 innings pitched. He retires the first 2 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Jay Payton with a little cat and mouse right there. You know, a little fake bunt to try to see if the third baseman will come in on him. He gets a pitch to pull. He might get it by him, but he didn't bite that cheese. Stayed right back deep at third base.
Oh, good breaking ball. Payton looking fastball and didn't get it. Jay Gibbons waiting on deck. Each team has 6 hits in this game. Solid outing for Rodrigo Lopez, the former Oriole. 7 innings, he allows 2 runs on 6 hits. Ground ball towards second. Matsui waits on it. Gets Payton, and Corpus has a 3-up and 3 down 8th inning. We'll head to the 9th. Colorado and the Birds are tied at 2. What a game. 2-2 9th inning. Chris Gomez comes on defensively. He takes over for Aubrey Huff at first base. And a new pitcher on. Jamie Walker, Rick, takes over for Guthrie, who goes 8 strong innings.
Well, Jamie is situational guy, one-inning guy. He's going to face Todd Helton, the left-hander. Hopefully he'll get him. Atkins is a right-hander coming up after that. And Hoppy is another left-hander. So Clint Hurdle's got his lineup there in a good situation, splitting the two left-handers with a right-hander. So it's going to force Sam Perlazzo to go to the right-hander in case Todd Helton gets on base. So Sam will have to use a couple of pitchers in this inning.
Just inside 1-1. Well, Bradford's now getting loose behind Jamie Walker. Ray was up. He is now not throwing. There's Chad with Sammy Snyder in the bullpen.
Usually in the tie game situation at home, you would want to go right to your closer to finish out the ninth inning, because if the Orioles score in the bottom of the ninth, they won't need a closer. But in this situation, usually you will bring in your closer. I think he just wanted to have the left-hander face Todd Helton in this situation.
Bloop to center field. Patterson coming in, won't get there. A leadoff single on a bloop. So the go-ahead run is on, leading off in the ninth. Well, Jeremy Guthrie making his 8th start, and yet another no decision. And here are the no decisions leading into tonight, Rick, as Guthrie has pitched well enough to win other games.
Oh, the decisions there, as you saw in Boston. Again, well, Mother's Day Massacre, we call it here. 5 runs up in the ninth and lost that at Washington. He trailed 1-0 when he left that game. Another great outing in Toronto. He left with the lead there, 4-3. Lost that game 5-4. And as you saw, the last one was another no decision. So that was 4. That one in Los Angeles, facing the Angels when he left, and Vladimir Guerrero hitting bottom of the ninth, 2-run home run to beat him again.
There's Jamie Carroll coming on to pinch run for Todd Helton. Tie game in the ninth inning. Clint Hurdle wants some speed out there. Left field. Payton, a long run towards the line, still charging in. Can't get there, but it hooks foul. So fortunate that that ball fell foul, because Carroll had the play in front of him and he was already making the turn at second base. Well, Jamie Carroll pinch running, former Washington Nationals player in his 2nd season with the Rockies. Ryan Fuentes, Jeremy Affeldt, pair of left-handers up for Colorado. That's because one is the closer and one isn't.
A lot of strategy going on right here now, Jim. I don't think Jamie Walker's going to face any hitter past Hoppy. I know Bradford's ready to come in. They've got 3 right-handed hitters in a row. So the Orioles are going to have to use a couple of pitchers in this inning to get through it.
Jamie's in his 31st game. Only Chad Bradford has been in more. Bradford has pitched in 33, and it looks like he might get in here this inning as well. Ground ball towards the hole. Tejada backhands, fires to second in time to get the important lead runner. Nicely done by Miguel. 1 down. If you're not going to get 2, you want to get that lead runner. Keep him out of scoring position.
Miggy's showing some pretty good range here tonight. He had good backhand and a very good strong throw to second base that just barely got him in time. Good backhand, good balance, a nice turn throw. Brian Roberts is there. Another good play by Tejada. He's looking very good on defense lately.
Here's Brad Hopp. Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball, 0-1. You know, watching that play, that's a play that you see day in and day out during batting practice when the coaches hit ground balls to the infielders. They'll take 10 or so, right? Hey, let me go to the hole. Let me go to the backhand. Let me go to the front hand. And then they'll spin and turn and practice that. And that's practice well worth it there, because that was a perfect throw to Brian Roberts. This ball sliced the other way down the line and goes foul. So Hopp fouls it off. He'll come back and get another, and back to first base goes Garrett Atkins.
A lot of tough plays for Tejada tonight. Think back about that big 2-hopper and how he knocked that ball down, and really it has been the difference of the ball game on defense, because had he not made that play, runner would have gone all the way to third base. They probably would have gotten an easy RBI there, at least an easy RBI opportunity.
Hop doesn't chase the curveball. It's outside. Atkins back. He had a two-step lead.
Probably going to be Walker's last hitter, so let's hope it turns into a double play.
Popped them up. Shallow right, charging in Markakis, backpedaling is Roberts. Markakis calls him off, has it for the out. 2 men are down. And Troy Tulowitzki is the next batter, and here comes Sam Perlaza. And there's the signal for Chad Bradford. So Walker brought on to face the 3 hitters, lefty, righty, lefty. Pitched well, just the blue pit by Helton, allowing the runner to reach, and here comes Chad Bradford. So Walker goes his 2/3 of an inning. He will leave. Bradford comes on to try to keep this game tied at 2. Pitcher records a strikeout this season. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield will make a $25 donation to the YMCA of Central Maryland's Why Healthy Kids program. Congratulations to Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield on the K's for Kids program. Jeremy Guthrie had 6 strikeouts. We just saw 4 of those 6. And Rick, here's Chad Bradford to try to get the final out in the 9th.
Well, hopefully. He's been pitching pretty good lately. He certainly hasn't been walking very many hitters so far this year, but he has really done an outstanding job in his situations that Sam has brought him in at. As of late, he has pitched very well.
Bradford, like Walker, has been in 3 of the last 4 games. All he's asked here to do is get to Tulowitzki and get this game to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 2. Tulowitzki, the 22-year-old rookie shortstop for the Rockies. There's a strike.
Not the easiest guy in the world to come in and face for the very first time, throwing with his knuckles dragging on the ground going down the mound.
Bradford's had a good year. This is 34th appearance, the ERA at 2.96. Bounce to second. Roberts waits on the hop. He'll get it to first base. And that ends the inning. So Walker, Bradford do their job. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Gibbons, Mora, Patterson in a 2-2 game. Get a look at our LoJack caught stealing tonight. None. 3 successful stolen bases on the night. Brian Roberts has 2 of the 3 steals. And none caught stealing. Hey, Oriole fans, enter the LoJack Caught Stealing Sweepstakes for your chance to win a 2008 spring training trip and other exciting prizes. Visit Orioles.com/LoJack to enter to win. LoJack, the only stolen vehicle recovery system operated by the police. Jamie Carroll pinch ran for Helton. He stays in the game. He's at third base, and that moves Garrett Atkins from third base to first base, and a new pitcher on as well. It is Jeremy Offelt. He was getting loose along with the closer Fuentes, but a tie game, not a save situation. So it is Offelt coming on and not Fuentes. And here's Gibbons leading off in the 9th in a tie game, and there's ball 1. And somewhere in the tunnel, in the hallway, Freddie Bynum is getting those legs loose, just in case. Ball 2. There's Freddie. Look, he's already trying to steal a base.
He's trying to steal the bench right now.
Ground ball to second base. Matsui waits on it. Gibbons retired, 1 away. And Gibbons is down. The AT&T player of the game as decided by our viewers. Roberts gets the vote, 72%. Guthrie, 27%. Rodrigo Lopez gets 1% of the vote. Text in your vote every game and vote for the AT&T player of the game. 3 hits will get you the vote every time.
and 2 stolen bases.
Melvin Moore takes a strike. Melvin is hitless on the night. Fastball misses low.
You need a couple of bookend runs here, Jimmy. Started off with 2 in the first inning. We haven't scored then. Let's just finish it up with 2 little bookend runs right there. Be not one would be good.
Breaking ball hits the corner. Melvin thought it was outside. Jeremy Affeldt came over to Colorado at the trade deadline last year. He was part of the package that the Rockies got when they sent Ryan Sheely and a minor league pitcher to Kansas City. Sheely was a top prospect for the Rockies, but he was blocked by Helton. And Moore is down on strikes on the breaking ball, and Melvin says something to Larry Vanover as he goes by.
You take a look at this pitch, and Melvin gets off on his front foot here on a breaking ball down and in. Not a good pitch for him to swing at in this situation, and just really looking like he's more upset about the last pitch that was called a strike than the one that he should be concerned about is strike 3.
So we are 1 out away from extras. Here's Corey Patterson. Takes a strike. Corey's 0 for 3. Rodrigo Lopez robbed him of a bunt single in the 7th inning. Broken back grounder to first. Atkins is there, goes to the bag, and Affeldt has a very easy 3 up, 3 down 9th inning. We'll head to the 10th, tied at 2.
Now would be a good time.
Well, get online, log on to Orioles.com to cast your vote for the 2007 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. With the 2007 All-Star online ballot, you can vote up to 25 times per visit for your favorite Orioles. So get online, vote early and often for Nick Markakis, Brian Roberts, Miguel Tejada, Ramon Hernandez, and more. And when you vote at Orioles.com, you can also enter to win a VIP trip to the game in San Francisco. Visit Orioles.com today and start your voting. Todd Williams comes on as we head to the 10th. Extra inning games on the year. The Rockies are 5-3. The Orioles are 4-2. And Todd Williams has been pitching well. He's got a run going, Rick, of 5 consecutive scoreless outings.
Been very good. He's kind of resurrected himself a little bit from last year and spring training. Didn't have that all good of a spring, and then put it all back together and down in Norfolk, Virginia, and has come back and been a different person, like he pitched 2 years ago. Outstanding.
Ball 1 inside, just missed. Fans voting for the All-Star game at the ballpark. Leave their ballots. Ball 2. Smilborgs, Iannetta, and Taveras are due up here. It's 8-9-1 for the Rockies. There's a strike. The Orioles in the bottom of the 10th will have Bacco due to lead, then Roberts and Markakis.
Probably a good chance we're going to see a pinch hitter and then Roberts.
All right, chopper. Roberts charges in to play to Karam, and he gets it the first one down. Nicely done. That was right off the plate. Jeremy Guthrie went 8 innings. 2 runs on 6 hits. Outstanding outing for Jeremy Guthrie.
He just has no luck. We're talking about just a little bit of support from the bullpen and 1 game support from the offense, and he's looking at an 8-1 record and maybe a chance to make the All-Star team.
There's Chris Iannetta, the catcher, takes a strike. Jeremy's ERA now is 2.70 off his outing tonight. Iannetta's hitless on the day. His 3 at-bats were against Guthrie. And Williams deals low. Todd began the year in AAA with Norfolk. Was reintroduced to minor league bus rides. worked very hard to get back here because he had forgotten how he didn't enjoy minor league bus rides.
That'll cure you.
Just outside. Very close pitch. Of course, Norfolk has a couple of relievers. Corey Doyne, their closer's pitching outstanding, and now Jim Hoey's there, who was working as the closer for Bowie. He got promoted, so a couple of real solid guys at the back end of that bullpen. There's a base hit. And Chris Iannetta on with his first hit, and he had the advantage there. He was ahead in the count 3-1, and he looked for his pitch and didn't miss it.
I know you're going to know the answer to this question, but did Hoey ever give up an earned run in Double-A ball this year?
Not in Double-A.
Not in Double-A.
But he has already in Triple-A. Corey Doyne, since May 9th, has 11 saves in 13 games.
Not bad.
I was going to say it's pretty good. Here's Taveras. He bunts. It's a beauty. Melvin has to hurry, and he got him in an eyelash at first base. Oh, what a play by Melvin Mora for the second out. Oh, does that change the inning? Now it takes a 2-out base hit to get that go-ahead run, and what a play.
Very good play like that. This time Melvin Mora was looking for it, anticipating the bunt. You're going to see this here. Melvin, you can see, was already shading the line and really made a barehanded great throw to first base just in time.
Well, now Baco's going to go out and talk to Williams. I don't think there's any doubt they're going to pitch to Matsui here because a better hitter is on deck. Even though first base is open and the guy on deck is a righty, you don't want to
walk him to face the best hitter in their lineup right now. You're going to have to pitch to him. Well, here's the game right here.
Matsui, a contact hitter. He was 1 out of 4. He singled in the 6th inning. It's outside, 1-0. Boy, even when you know that Taveras is going to bunt, he still almost beats it out. That's how accomplished he is at getting that bunt down and forcing the fielder to come in on the ball, the fielder. Then you factor in the speed and you're on to something. There's 2-0, ball missing outside. So Iannetta, the catcher, is the runner at second base. That's the go-ahead run with 2 down here in the 10th. There's a strike as Matsui took all the way. Line drive and a base hit to left field, and the Rockies are going to get the lead. Matsui going for 2. Here's the throw. He is safe at second base. It's an RBI double, and the Rockies get the lead 3-2. A clutch 2-out base hit by Matsui. Williams fell behind. Matsui picked out a pitch, and he drives in Iannetta. And here's the Chevy drive of the game.
Well, Matsui gets a fastball out on the outside corner, not enough sink to it, and drives the ball down the left field line. Just gets it over Melvin Moore's head into the corner. Jay Payton up with it, makes a good throw to second base, but Matsui just too quick, gets in under the tag.
So now the Orioles will have to play catch up, and they'll have to go against the closer of the Rockies to do it. Well, Williams fell behind Iannetta with 1 down. He got a base hit, and he fell behind Matsui with 2 down, and he doubles in the go-ahead run. Hard hit ball to short. Tejada knocks it down and fires to get Holiday for the final out. That ball was smoked. But the damage done. Matsui drives in the go-ahead, and here comes Fuentes in the 10th. There's the closer for the Colorado Rockies, Brian Fuentes. There are the numbers: a 2.22 ERA, only 2 blown saves on the year. He is 17 out of 19.
Pretty good so far in the innings pitched, 28 innings and only 18 hits. That's an outstanding statistic right there.
Kevin Millar will come on to pinch hit for Bacco to lead off. The Orioles now trail by a run. Colorado bullpen has pitched 2 scoreless innings, and the Rockies have the lead, getting a run off Todd Williams in the top half of this inning. So Millar will pinch hit for Bacco. Then the top of the lineup, Roberts and Markakis.
Well, we've got a lot of our best hitters coming up right here. Kevin Millar has been swinging the bat very good coming off the bench. He's had a couple of very big hits for the Orioles. Ever since the season started, he's been the one guy that's come off to the bench and given them good home run power. There you see it. Batting average .250. It's good for a guy coming off the bench, but the 6 home runs and 21 RBIs have been a big back for the Orioles.
Kevin has hit in his last 2 games, and he takes high 1-0. If Millar gets on, you'll see Bynum. Orioles haven't had a base runner against the Colorado bullpen tonight. Ooh, ball 2, close pitch. Here's Freddie Bynum. He's been loosening up since the 8th inning.
Kevin has the 2nd highest on-base percentage of any player on the ball club, behind Brian Roberts. He has been very good at swinging at balls and strikes so far this year.
And in a spot like this, where you need a base runner and he's leading off with his batting eye, that's an edge for the Orioles.
It really is. He has been very good. I've never seen him been this good at getting walks in tough situations.
Well, the fans sensing something about to happen. They want Millar to get on. And he takes all the way, 3-1. There's Brian Roberts on deck. And strike 2. That's not a bad take there, Rick, because he didn't like the pitch.
Tough pitch. He's not looking for that pitch. You see it's a 3/4 motion coming across the strike zone. He is not ready to pull that ball. You might as well go ahead and take.
Very close pitch, but you saw it just did hit the corner. And it's low. Oh, excuse me. A late call by Vanover.
Very tough pitch. I don't know if that ball was high enough. Very close pitch.
Millar called out. He dropped the bat to go to first base, and then a delayed call by Vanover.
Very close. One more look at it. It just looks so low. I mean, we don't have the benefit of being right down there on the field. That's the best. It's just way too close a pitch to take in that situation.
Wow, so what a difference. Instead of having the leadoff man on, needing a run to tie it in the 10th, it's a called strike 3. So Fuentes gets the calls on back-to-back borderline pitches. Here's Roberts.
Well, what a tough pitch. That's too tough a pitch. And very close, but the replay showed it was so close that you almost really couldn't tell, Jim, if it was exactly high enough. But it was like within an inch of what you should swing at. So I don't blame Kevin for not swinging at it, but the situation called for a hack.
It actually, to me, looked like a better pitch than the call for strike 2 on the pitch that rode in on him. But
definitely
back-to-back close pitches that Vanover decided were strikes. In his opinion, the only one that matters. Meantime, it's 0-2 on Roberts, who has a 3-hit night. Ground ball towards the middle. Tulowitzki back of the bag, throws off balance, got him, 2 down. Nicely done. So 2 men out. Our Coors Light cold hard blast from last night. Here's what Markakis did. Onto the flag court in the 5th inning for his 9th home run on the year. Orioles are down to their final out here in the 10th inning.
Be nice to see that hanging curveball again one more time.
Outside, ball 1.
And for Nick to make just as good a contact as he did last night with it.
Foul back, ball and a strike. What a surprise, another 1-run game the Orioles involved in. They've already been involved in 20 of them, and they are 6-14. Trying to extend this one here, but they're down to their final out. Swing and a miss at the big, slow breaking ball.
Kind of throws out of the same arm slot as Jamie Walker. A little bit low 3/4 movement right there with a sweeping breaking ball.
Just got a piece to stay alive. If Markakis can get on, Tejada's on deck.
Still just amazing that the Orioles can play this many 1- and 2-run ball games. Another one.
The Rockies bullpen, Corpus, Affeldt, and Fuentes have faced 8 batters, and they've retired all 8 batters. The Orioles haven't had a base runner since Brian Roberts singled with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And that was against Rodrigo Lopez. And it hit him. It hurts, but the Orioles will take it. That gets the winning run to the plate. Way to take one for the team. The last thing Fuentes wanted to do, it just got away. It looked like a changeup, Rick, that's spun in on him.
It was like a screwball. It came off his fingertips like a screwball. Like he was trying to throw that little right there and the inside. We will take it. It had no break to it whatsoever. Kind of looked like an old Fernando Valenzuela screwball.
So here's Tejada. Hitless on the night. Hitless in the series. He does have an RBI on a ground out back in the 1st inning. Ball 1. The Orioles took a 2-0 lead in the 1st and have not scored since.
I got a good feeling here.
You were right last time.
Tejada is definitely due for a hit.
Ball 2.
And he's being patient.
The Battle of Bel Air. Harford County fan here tonight.
And we've certainly seen enough walk-off base hits and home runs lately, so maybe we can get a chance to see one for us.
Tejada just looked at that changeup for a strike. Markakis, the tying run at first, winning run at the plate. 2 men down in the 10th. Colorado with a 3-2 lead. Oh, good pitch. Outfield playing very deep. They're in the no doubles defense. Carroll at third is towards the line, and Atkins at first is holding Markakis. Two and two the count. And he got a piece to stay alive. Gomez waits on deck. He'll bat if the inning continues. He's in the Aubrey Huff spot. Coming on defensively, he has not yet had an at-bat. And he got him with a changeup. Tejada down on strikes, and the Rockies win it. So another well-pitched game, another 1-run game, and another 1-run loss for the Orioles, who are now 6-15 in 1-run games. Join us again tomorrow. The Orioles and Rockies wrap up their 3-game set. Eric Bedard goes for the Birds against Jason Hirsch. Our coverage on Masson begins at 1 o'clock with O's Extra, presented by Chrysler Jeep Dodge, followed by game coverage at 1:30 on Masson.